This episode of Geek-men and the Masters of the Thunder Nerds is brought to you by our sponsors, Super 7, Bulk Dominoes, Nerd Gear, and the Madness Entertainment Group. And how you doing, Carissa? How you doing? Glad to have you back.
Good. You know, now I feel less stupid because I saw your little logo in the corner, and I was going to say, I keep thinking it's the Masters of the Universe logo, but I didn't want to say anything because I felt stupid. And now that I'm like, oh, it is the sort of dedicated.
Yeah, well, sort of. It's a play on words, Masters of the Thunder Nerds. So, you know. Yeah, right?
Yeah. But, hi. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, right? Yeah. Glad to have you back. Last time we talked, we got a brief overview again. So if you don't know who I'm talking to, this is the fabulous Corissa Grant. She does awesome Kickstarters and lots of other
Queen of merch.
Yes, Queen of merch, goodies and stuff like that. And you've probably seen, if you've seen our other interviews, you know that Lori Calcaterra also would claim to be the Queen of merch, but I assure you, you thought she had good merch. She has insane amounts of merch.
I have so much merch that I crashed Kickstarter twice, and it wasn't even 25% of the merch I have.
Right.
They thought there was no limit, but apparently there's a limit.
Yeah.
So I broke it twice, and it sucks because I have so much merch and I can't add it in. So I'm actually having if anyone's into cryptids, I'm having my first non-comic book Kickstarter in December of just cryptids. Plushies, bookmarks, nice. 3D statues, backpacks, pins, sticker, everything you could possibly think of, because I can't put them on my damn Kickstarter anymore. So
yeah, I mean, cryptids are very cool. They're very, I don't know, flavorful. And yours, marketable is a better word. Yes, that's great. And the things you have, they're like very cute, and it's not like just a boy's cryptid and blah blah blah. No, you have cute little characters.
Yeah,
awesome.
And I have two versions for people. I have the regular style, and then I have the chibi style, which is the more cute style. And my co-writer hates those. She's like, they're too cute. But what's nice about them is that when I go to cons and stuff, people love them and they buy both. So now I'm debating if I am making the chibi versions of the metal pins, because they're not cheap. Yeah. Each pin is $100 just for the mold. That's not even to get any.
Oh boy, yeah.
So I have like 17 or something, but there's like 6 more I want to order, and she just gave me the total of what it would be, and I'm just like, I don't know how many pins do I have to sell to get those. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh boy. So let me first. I posted the Worthy KS in the chat. So if you're in the chat, you can click on the link and go peruse the Kickstarter. If you go to the Kickstarter, it'll come up to a page that looks like this. And let's just go through this. I'm going to play the introduction video to give you a sense of the idea and the world that, she has rolling here. So bear with me just a minute. I will do that right now.
You could stop it there if you like. Or the recap. You guys can go watch the recap if you want to see issue 1 or 2. I'm not used to my Kickstarter being so easy to catch up on because my other one has 15 issues so far. So
Right.
well, 15 for sale next month, but I have 22 made. So
Oh wow, nice.
I'm very far ahead. There's only 23 in that series, so it's almost done. And then there's another series after that. So.
Right. Yeah, I mean, you seem to definitely have a world created. So let's get into it. So I saw, you had a character named Draven. You want to give a little bit of a backstory on him and
Yeah,
how
so
this
we
all ties
have
together?
two main characters, and it's Draven, who's a demon descendant assassin, and he's in the Western and he's in Redemption. And the other one is Seraphina. She's an angel descendant and a supernatural hunter. And just to give people an idea, if you don't know, both characters were written by two different people. So I wrote Seraphina, and my co-writer writes Draven. That way, when you're reading it, they have two different personalities. We wrote it while role playing. We did not write it for a comic book. We wrote 125 issues before we were like, oh, we should probably do something with this. So I decided to release it as a comic book, and here we are. So
you said role playing, like
role-playing.
RPG role playing?
Yeah, not like roll the dice kind, but where like I'll write the first chapter and then I'll write it in the view of my character, and then my co-writer goes and writes it in the view of Draven.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So the two of us make the complete story. So my character will talk to Draven, and then he'll answer back in the next reply. Yeah, it was for fun. We've been writing this over our 5th anniversary in writing is September 20th or 21st, and our 3 years in comics is Halloween. So
oh, nice.
Yeah. So you have these two characters, and they reincarnate into each life. They're soulmates. They reincarnate in each life, but they have no memories of it. And she was created from an angelic weapon, and the angels and demons and others want to use that weapon because it has the power of souls. Unfortunately, it requires her soul to activate it. And if they did that, then she would cease to exist and Draven would go dark. So it's this whole thing that so Redemption is more of a survival horror where they're just constantly on, the defense and trying to just survive. Now, the Devastation, which is the Western, it has more of a supernatural adventure than a horror action. It still, has a lot of action to it, but it's more like you could follow along and you could participate. We have a supernatural journal that once you buy it, it's $14. Once you buy it from us, you get the pages free in each issue of whatever the cryptids are. So like this one, there's 4. We have the jackalope, we have squonk, we have the chupacabra, and we have our own dragon plant. So you'll get those free as long as you back the campaign and you purchased a journal. But our new thing is we have cryptid jars. There's 18 in total, and over 20 issues or so, you're going to collect these jars. And there's even a wooden box apothecary that you can not only store those 18 jars, but it also fits your journal, which was not easy to find because I'm like, it has to fit the journal and all these things. Also, if you buy the box, you get an exclusive list that she uses in issue 5 and on. And the list has certain details in it that you only know if you bought it. And it's on handmade paper and it's burned. Yeah, so cryptid jars. The most boring one is first, which is so upsetting. But our first one is the dragon plant, the dragon heart. And the jar has each label is, has the cryptid on it. Each one is stamped with the wax seal of that cryptid, and it comes with a charm. This one is dried rose petals because it's the dragon heart is rose petals. But like the next one is vampire blood. The one after that is chupacabra claws. Nope, the wampus quills. Then chupacabra claws. Yeah, if you look there, so that's the journal. But if you scroll up a little bit, no, the other way. Yeah, there. These are our jars, and you can choose between the chibi style or the regular style. and each one is handmade. And you don't have to collect them all, but there's 18 of them. You see the list there. You only get it with the box. There's only 18 boxes that you can get, and they're all laser cut with our logo. And
awesome.
So like I said, it holds all 18 jars and the journal if you want the journal. But my favorite one, and I have two versions of it. So one of them for future ones is werewolf fangs, and I have real coyote fangs that are going to go in them. But for people, ethically sourced, but for those that don't want, that I have acrylic. I have acrylic too. Chupacabra claws is the coyote claws. So we got a lot of cool different ones.
That's so cool. That was like one of my most anticipated things for this Kickstarter. It's like, oh yeah, that's gonna be so cool.
Yeah, I didn't know if anyone would buy them. I sold, I think, 5 jars and 3 boxes, so I was very happy. So there's only 15 more boxes left. It was supposed to be 20, but I don't know where 2 of them are. So it's 18 boxes. And I want one, and my co-writer wants one, so it might not be a whole 18. So if you want a box, make sure to pick it up. It's the only way to get the letter, or the list. And why it's burnt, you won't find out for a very long time. But you'll know why we have the list, and that comes out. The list is in issue 5.
Okay.
So the jars was like just something that came up, and she has to collect these jars for the story. It's something specific that she needs to do with these. But also she's not allowed to kill the cryptid before she gets it, to give her a little bit more of a challenge. So like the Wendigo antler, she can't kill, the Wendigo. So
she does that on purpose? Is like just a personal challenge, or just because
she needs each ingredient for a spell. And if you kill the cryptid first, it loses the property of the spell. So
gotcha.
It wasn't a personal challenge. This was not her choice.
It's just like, I want a extra challenge.
Yeah, this is Squonk, by the way. So if anyone that doesn't know Squonk, I didn't discover him. My co-writer discovered him, and I love him. He actually becomes the main character in like 6, I think. If you don't know the Squonk cryptid, he just literally sits in the woods and cries about how ugly he is. That's it. If you upset him too much, he will just melt into a puddle of tears. Draven always wants to shoot him, and Seraphina loves him. So he just kind of follows them around and cries and gets him into trouble because they'll be sneaking or hiding from something, and then he'll just burst into tears. So I absolutely adore him. We do have a plushie for him on the Kickstarter, and I think there's only one left, and technically it's mine, so you're not technically don't have to buy him. But yeah, he's great, and this is the start of my favorite issue. Like 1 and 2 were great. I loved 1 and 2. Don't get me wrong, but this is finally like things are starting to happen. There's a dragon plant, and we're working on issue 4 now. I think we only have 10 pages left, and there's our clotters, the vampires in there, and all this fun stuff. So I'm super excited. And all that fun stuff. So this is the catch up here is super nice and easy.
Yeah.
So it's just like, it's a little bit harder to catch up on Redemption when you're got 15 issues, but
yeah. Well, do you plan on doing collected works and stuff like that?
There are. So issue there's book 1 and 2, which is the first 12 issues, and the hardcovers, and I only charge $25 each. So people can catch up real easily. And book 3 is actually on its way. I just had it printed. It'll probably go on for sale next year because I have to wait until that issue and blah, blah. I hate waiting. I have my Redemption artist asked me if he has time to go on vacation. I said, sir, you are working on issue 22. Let me see. That is 2027. So you're fine. You're good to go on vacation. He's been working with me since the second version of issue 1. So he's great. Jonas DaCosta. I got really lucky looking for him when I found him. I didn't even like him when we first I hated his art because he used to do like portraits. So like everything was realistic. And I was like, I don't want any of that. And he's like, he'd never worked in comics before. He's like, I'll do a free page. And I was like, fine, I got nothing to lose. I've been looking for an artist at that point for like 6 months, and he was dead on. I was like, yep, you're hired. So that's all.
So what was the first piece that he drew for you?
He drew, I wonder if I can find it.
I mean, do you have an example on the page?
Yeah, hold on. He drew a page from, I think he's redone that page, but I'll show you the page that he did. So he did a page. So what happened was my first artist had screwed me over out of $5,000. So I was very hesitant to start again.
Right.
And Pops and 15 other people told me not to redo issue 1. But I'm stubborn, so I redid issue 1. So let me see if I can find it. Okay, so it was this page. So hold on. Okay, let's see if I could share my screen. And it was just so funny because that was not what I meant to do. Even when my first artist that I had, he still did not do my characters as perfect as I liked. So there I'm showing that. So this is the first page he ever did. And it, like I said, it's been redone, but he just had the characters dead on. You know, the emotion, the way he held it. It was just perfect. And I loved it. I was like, you're hired. And I had like 5 other artists working on pages. I was I was like, well, you're all, I got somebody. So I had to pay them all to go away. And then, So I got really lucky. Yeah.
So, I mean, like, how do you have this vision in your head, right?
Yeah.
Like I have a vision in my head of my characters and I know how they should look. How do you wrestle with seeing someone else bring those characters to life? Like at what point are you like, just no, you didn't get it right? Or
it took 6 months and over $2,000, probably way more, that I paid all these artists to do the character design. And there was some really good art, and I was just like, looks nothing like them. And then I'd go on to the next one, and I was like, and then I learned right before I got my guy, I learned to just have him do a page from the script. By the way, anyone out there brand new to comics, do not get character designs. It's a waste of time. Just give them a script and say, this is what the character looks like, and they have to just do it. It was so much easier because when I did get 1 or 2 that were good designs, they sucked at this sequential art. So I did a design. I could see the emotions they put on my character. I could see how the character looks. I could see how they do panels, how they come up with it, because I do a very, very simple script. Some artists absolutely love it because they have freedom, and some, hate it because I need more structure. But I do the simplest thing. Like, this is what needs to be there. I don't do angles. I don't do size unless I'll be like, it's a close up or whatever. But yeah, when he did it, I was like, that's exactly what was in my head. And generally on my script, when I see what he does, it is exactly how I pictured it in my head. The Western hasn't gotten right there yet. He's close. He's doing really well. He's doing way better than he was because, it's new. He's only on 3 issues. And it took my other artist about 3 issues to get the hang of it. But now they're both in their own style, fits perfectly. So Redemption Artist is fast and digital. It does everything digital and very fast-paced story, nonstop action. If you like nonstop action, Redemption is just, for you. It's just super fast, super hang on and just, whatever. The Western is a traditional artist that has to sketch, pencil, ink, all by hand. And then it gets scanned in. And I have been offered to my other, somebody had offered to do the inking, like my colorist said, I'll do the ink. And I was like, nope, has to be traditional. I want it done right. No offense to digital inkers. My other artist is a digital and it's great, but this is the Western, just fits. It has that different feel to it, traditional. So yeah, they both have their style, and it fits the era of the time. So I really like it, and it worked out really well. Originally, my redemption artist was supposed to do both, and I'm glad it didn't work out that way. Because this is definitely better. They have these are two different lives, and they should look different, and they look similar, and it's nice. So I've gotten a lot of praising for the Western. Like, people like redemption. It's very fast paced, but there's something about the Western. It's just, I'm more of a fast paced writer. If it has no action in it, I get bored really easily. Like, I need that's not like when you read Lori's, you know, like they don't go very far in each issue. They're like one environment, or they're driving someplace, whatever. Mine is like 17 environments. Like, they're just like going, like they just go.
In the span of like 30 pages or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, I learned. So if you read Redemption, the first 12 issues are like 28 to 40 pages. Like, they're just like, I wasted like $9,000 if you do the math. It could have been 4 extra issues. But I wanted to get to where I was going, and I did. So I don't regret it, but when I think about 4 extra issues, but then I think I'd be 4 issues behind, and that wouldn't be any fun. So I'm not mad about it, but I try not to do the math and the $9,000 part.
Yeah, that could be kind of daunting. I mean, it's stuff that, you know, as a aspiring writer, it's like, oh man, you know, I want to do this, but it's like, ooh, you know.
So it's tricky in the fact that you don't like what for anyone that doesn't know, we wrote these all ahead. We're still writing the Western. And I just started a new series yesterday, which is like a spinoff of the Western. I don't know if it'll ever be released, but it's an evil genie that twists your wishes around, and it only works for the first person to turn it on, and it's it's tricky because he makes all these wishes, and they seem like a good thing at the time. Like, he wishes for Davies not to be there, which is like the huge, you know, bad guy of every series is Davies. And then you realize that without Davies, there's somebody worse. And so I kind of like to explore that. We literally just started. We're like at like chapter 1. Like, I just did the first chapter. My co-writer wrote back, and I just started the second chapter. So we just started. But I have all these ideas in my head. We have 125 issues already written. So
yeah,
and Redemption's 23, and hi Chris. So Redemption is 23 issues, and yeah, they are. Redemption is 23 issues, and then it goes into Conviction, which is 25 issues, and then that's a really good. That's One Life. That's a really good story. I really like that. If I still own my house, because I haven't got into debt, I can afford it, and people are still reading it, I want to do Resurrection, which is their next life, and Modern Era. And that story is 25 issues, and that's my favorite ending. So there's 75 issues there. The Western so far is 20 issues. That's my husband. And,
hey, husband.
And then there are more of Redemption that I probably will never release. There's I guess by then, what series is that? There's also an Origins one that I wrote that was really funny because I actually didn't know how they I knew the concept of how they originally came to be in existence. You know, she was created from the weapon, and he was created to go get the weapon from her, and they fell in love. But I had a dream about it like a couple months ago, and I was like, that's how they actually met. And I wrote it. So that was kind of cool. So I might do that one someday. So if I did, that's Origins, the Western, which is Devastation, this spinoff, which is called Vindication. Then we have Damnation, Redemption, Conviction, Resurrection, and then so it would be issue like 7. 8. So series 8 and 9 are already written, and I probably won't release those. But because by then I might be like 80. So
well, just keep trucking ahead, I suppose.
I really love Resurrection, so I'm hoping we get to see Resurrection. I mean, I might at that point just do it for myself, but I love it. And my artist, he's like, as long as I don't get hit by a bus or get dementia, sure, I'll do it. I was like, you can still do it with dementia. I mean, the bus thing might be a little bit harder, but you know,
right. Well, we'll have to conjure your spirit.
Yeah.
Back from the dead.
Technically, Resurrection could be a different artist because it's their third life or fourth life. So technically, he only needs to do the next 25. So I said he has to hang on for the next 25. So
yeah. Just stay with you.
Yeah, just hang in there, buddy. You got this. I just saw somebody post that their artist died in the middle of their series, and I was like, that's.
Ooh.
I don't know how close they were to their artist, but either way, it's devastating. Like my artist and I, we're pretty close, you know. Like we talk personal, and he actually said it because we got in a fight for like 5 months. We had a tiff. He accidentally deleted all of my issues 1 through 7. 1 through 12, but I didn't have 1 through 7. Well, I didn't have 4 through 7, which means it's this whole thing. I was crying because as much as I love the hardcover and everyone should read it, I wanted to get it re-edited and reworded and relettered and all this stuff. That was my dream to do because I couldn't afford a letter, and he's really good. He did a really good job, but it was my first time writing. So there was more things I wanted to add. And I was upset because I had already done 1 and 2, and he knew that I wanted 4 through 7, but he forgot. He has the worst memory, and he deleted them. So at that point, I could never reletter them, ever. But I will say now, my letter SK is photoshopping it all. So he's actually doing it, and he's having a blast because it's like a puzzle to him. Like, how do I put these where and whatever?
Yeah.
So we are having it relettered. But that was our tiff that we had about it, and I think he was making like 3 times more than I was paying him with somebody else, and it was this whole thing. But after like 5 months, we were kind of like, okay, I miss you drawing. He was like, yeah, I miss drawing it. So we started again. So it was hard to be, because we had started from the beginning. He had never worked in comics. I had never done comics. So it was really, we started this together. We were just talking about this last night, about how we started it together and we built this amazing universe, that my co-writer and I wrote, and it's coming alive thanks to him. And I said, you have no idea how grateful I am to you. And my dream was to have the whole series done, at least Redemption, by one artist, and everyone said it wouldn't get done. So he has 2 more to go, so I can't say it's done yet. But we got further than most people thought that we would ever get. So
yeah. And I was gonna say, like, how do you bridge that? How do you overcome issues with the artist, or stuff like that? It's like, so you just both sat down and were like, yeah, we miss you.
Yeah. Yeah. I had found another artist that I liked. Okay. And he had done like 3 pages or 4 pages. And there was this huge gap of understanding. And I was so used to, my artist loves the characters, Redemption. He loves them. And anyone that says he's just saying that for money, I'm going to show you how he didn't. That's not the case. So he doesn't get paid till the end. And that was just something I did in the beginning because I had trust issues, and he likes it because he gets paid all at once. And it was this whole thing. So he gets paid at the end. So it doesn't matter what days he does the pages. It doesn't matter. But he had said he was working on it like Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday or something. And then he's like, it's too far apart Thursday to Monday to do that. He goes, I can't go that long without them. And I was like, okay. So he switched his schedule around and did it. And then once he was on vacation for a month, I think it was right after he did issue 3. So after the first 3, he went on vacation because I'm going to be away for a month. And my husband's like, don't bother him. Don't write to him. I was like, fine, whatever. And then 2 weeks in, he wrote to me and goes, I miss drawing this story so much. I was like, I miss the pages. So it was this whole thing. So we both love the characters and all that stuff. So it's really nice. What?
I'm not sure what he's saying about the true stuff, but I mean, we're hearing it directly from you, so I imagine it's true. But I've never seen Pops cranky enough to do anything like that.
Do what?
But the moon, etc. I don't know.
I'm confused.
I think we can just ignore those for right now because I'm not understanding. Maybe he's talking about something else, but regardless, yeah. So it's awesome that he overcame the issues you guys had, and so that's always the first feat, I think.
It's the hardest thing.
Right.
I wasted thousands trying to find the right artist. And when I originally found the first one, I thought he was okay, but I was excited because it was the first time it looked even close to what I wanted,
Mm-hmm.
And it was so hard to find the first one. It took 6 months to find the first one and thousands of dollars. So I was strung up with this guy where I was so scared of losing him because I thought that it would, not get anybody else. So when I lost that person, when he just abandoned me, and he since came back and apologized and all that stuff and whatever. He gave up on comics and now he came back to comics and he wants to use mine as a
portfolio thing.
You can use it if you want, but I didn't sell your comic book very much. So, but he did good. And when I took both issues to my local comic book store, they had said that the original artist was okay, was good, for indie, but that Redemption was great for mainstream. So and it's just a gift. Like I said, I think around during issue 6, he went back to school. He went to school for drawing. So he got techniques and I didn't like them. So it's like, he was doing different techniques with color and stuff. And I was like, don't change things. I don't care what little tricks you learn. I don't like it. So he's like, fine. But his art always looked good. But now if you look at issue 22, man, it is so detailed and so action packed and it's just amazing. And I thought the beginning was amazing. So it's just but yeah, and it's some people have talked about, have you ever wanted to go back and fix things? And I was like, I did fix a couple of panels in issue 2 because that was the first one we worked on, and we fought. By the way, and you asked about conflict, we fought bad during the first issue we worked on, and it was issue 2. My poor husband's like, you need a new artist. I was like, no, he's the right one. I just need to figure it out. And the problem was, if anyone's read my story, there's a lot of panel work in Redemption, a lot. Yeah. And what was happening was I was writing the script as 6 to 8 panels, because that's the norm, 6 to 8 panels. But my artist likes to add in action, action shots. So we were butting heads. I was like, that doesn't fit and there's no room and blah, blah, blah. And it was driving me crazy. And halfway or right when it was ending, I was like, fuck it. I'm going to lower it. So I made my panels be 4 to 5 instead of 6 to 8. And it gave him room to do it. So when you see 8 panels, that's not me. That's him, all of it. But I was right in letting him do that. I mean, obviously it made the books longer,
Yeah.
Because I have a story and it ends and I'm a cliffhanger girl. Everything has to end on a cliffhanger. But it was so worth it because he's so amazing with panel work that it was just, I should have gave him the freedom to beginning, but he had a vision and I had a vision and neither one of us knew what to do. But after issue, the first issue we worked on, it was I think we only had 2 tiffs about pages. Normally he'll say, here's the pages. And I'm like, that's good. Let's go. But there was 2 times where I'm like, that's wrong. And then it took 3 days to fix 2 pages. In all of 22 issues, there's been 3 pages that we fought on where I'm like, you're not understanding what I'm saying. Why don't you get it? Every other time you got it. And it was issue 15. And he's like, you're going to have to do the reference photos from now on. I was like, it's been 15 issues. I'm not doing references. You've known the last 15 issues. It's stop drinking and do it right. But so I don't know. But yeah, other than that, it's worked out really well. So it's just funny that one page needed I think 1 page in issue one. When he redid issue 1, he did like 8 revisions, and I'm like, nope, that's wrong. And then everything else has been like, yep, that's it. Let's go. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Well,
It
really sounds like you've been blessed with an artist that knows you can like see into your mind and stuff.
Yeah. Oh,
that's awesome.
Yeah, because I don't tell him which direction. There's only one thing I told him because I hate it. It's not his fault. Other artists do it. I hate it. I don't like upshots. I don't like the view up their nose. I can't stand it. And he did it 3 times, and I had to keep telling him, if you do it one more time, I'm going to have to shoot you. Like, I don't want up the nose. Like, it just looks so weird to me. And it's not his version. I've seen other artists do it. I don't like it. I was like, you could do any other panel work. I don't care if it's up or side, whatever, just not up his nose. So other than that, I was like, you can't do that. But I don't tell them, like, do this, do this, do this. And I'm very lucky that they can read my mind. And sometimes he'll do it better than what I pictured it. And he's like, Is that what you wanted? I was like, no, but it's better. So I got very lucky with both of them, and they're very patient. My Western's a lot more patient than my Redemption, but neither one of us is patient. So we'll just be like, you got to figure this out. But generally we're very lucky. So, and it's hard. Like, I see these people, they're waiting forever for a page or something, or they're waiting forever for an issue, or they abandon them and all this stuff. And I feel so lucky to have him. And it's worked out now because it was very expensive to keep him afloat, because he didn't have any other jobs. So he literally worked on mine. So I was paying for a full issue every month just to keep him afloat, which is thankful for credit cards. And whenever someone told me, like, Lori's be like, you got to slow down, I was like, I can't slow down, because I'm going to let him, because I didn't want him to go get another job. I didn't want him to quit comic books and just go get a job. I was like, I just have to keep him afloat until he gets popular enough to slow down. That's all I need. And it literally just happened this issue. He does Mondays is my day. He works on 2 pages. And this way it takes about 3 months instead of 1 month, which my credit card is super happy about. So, and he's been really, we have a lot of trust for each other, because I think that April I had like $10,000 worth of repairs for my business vans. And I told him that I was like, I kind of have to stop, which I've never had to do. I was like, in 2 years, I was like, I kind of have to stop for a month and a half. And he's like, well, what if I keep working on it and you just pay me when you're ready? And I was like, I'm not going to tell you no.
Yeah.
So, and that's what he did. He worked on an issue and a half by the time I paid him, and it worked out really well. And I was very grateful. He goes, you don't have to pay me now. I was like, no, I got it. Let's do it.
Yeah, right. No, pay it when I have it.
Yeah, like, I have it. So I got really lucky on issue 1 of the Western, which has been my highest yet. And it's so funny too, because my husband, I love my husband. I was supposed to slow down after 2 years. He kept saying, go all out, which was dumb. Don't ever tell a woman that, but told me to go all out for 2 years. And if it doesn't work out, you could slow down. You don't have to stop. You should slow down. So the 2-year mark came, which was last Halloween. And I told everyone, okay, I'm far enough ahead that I can space out the Kickstarters, next year, which is this year. I'm only going to do like 4 Kickstarters. I'm going to catch up. It's going to be great. What if we start a Western? So he's like, I thought you were going to slow down. I was like, nah. So my co-writer and I wrote like 15 issues, and we started it, and it was like, now I love it more than anything. And then when issue 1 made 3 times what Redemption ever made, my husband's like, okay, fine, you're right. And I was like, bam. Plus the Western's very marketable with all its characters. So
yeah.
Because I do a lot of cons now. I don't know if you knew me. I know Pops knows. I hate cons. I hated cons. Hated them.
Yeah.
As an Italian New Yorker, you think it would be easy to call people over, but I don't have it. Once they're over, I could talk their ear off for like 16 hours. But walking by, I can't be like, hey, okay. Like, it's just like,
right.
But now I have all these cryptid stickers and these high displays, so they just come over, and when they're when they least suspect it, I'm just like, hey, I have a comic book. So I have to say the stickers, the pins, and the plushies have actually really helped me at cons. So
yeah.
Now I don't. Now I do like 10 a year, so I'm not as mad. But yeah.
Yeah, so let's take a look at those real quick. See, you have them in here somewhere. Sure.
Oh yeah, scroll
Here's all
down.
the awesome things you can get.
Oh my god, there's so much.
Oh yeah,
that's the journal.
stuff. Yeah,
And
this is definitely
page. Yeah. You know,
the thing I want.
I've sold like 48 of them or 50 of them, I think. I might have to cap it at like 100. I don't know if it'll get that high. No, 80. I own 80, so we'll probably stop at 80.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you want to scroll, there's a bunch of fancy covers. Check out the expensive covers. There we got the jars. You could just get the jars.
Yeah.
If you keep scrolling, let's see, there's you'll see the box soon too. There's a lot of covers. So here's our Wendigo collector's pack.
Yeah.
So there's the metal pin.
This is so cool.
Yeah. Oh, our little. Let me tell you something. At every con, that one it almost sells out every time. Like I sell like 10 to 15. Yeah, the Wendigo sells best, and then the Mothman. Those two sell very good. Then we got Bigfoot, which I thought Bigfoot was going to be the big thing at every con. Nope, Wendigo and Mothman. Those are the two.
Well, Wendigo definitely is insanely cool, and you know it can. I mean, Wendigo's featured in lots of other things, other properties even. So you can buy it as a nostalgia for a different even thing. Like you don't have to imagine it that, but Bigfoot's fun. He's got big feet.
Let me tell you something. I just did a Bigfoot conference and they got mad at me because my 3-foot Bigfoot sold out in an hour. And they're like, you don't have any more? I was like, couldn't have fit more in the car. Like, so now I bought 10 more. Those are my metal pin sets, and you can get them.
He's crying.
I know, squonk. You can get all of them separately too in the add-ons. That's a catch-up tier with the hardcovers, so it's a little bit cheaper. Because I think the catch-up tier of both sets is like $169, which is not bad.
Yeah.
But that's the hardcovers. So then we got more. Actually, if you go to there's this squonk. Isn't he cute?
He's so cute.
I love this squonk.
He's even got little tears on his face.
Oh yeah. Now that's my there's one big one left, and I'm not making them again. Then I have minis, but this is my last big one. So if you go to the add-ons, you'll see a lot more fun stuff. Nobody wants fancy covers. Go buy fancy covers to support my Kickstarters.
Yeah.
But the coolest stuff is in the add-ons.
Oh, is that over here?
No. You were right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Keep going. No. In the middle. Yeah, keep going. You're almost there. So next one. Keep going a little bit more. And then here. Okay, so we started the pins. There's more pins. The Cerberus is one of the most popular. I thought Cthulhu would be more popular, but the Hellhound sells really well, and so does the Cerberus. Of course, we have Anubis and Bastille. And if you scroll down, you're going to see the thousands.
I don't know how these don't sell. Have you been to like a Cthulhu con or anything like that? Any kind of Lovecraftian thing?
Con. No. He actually hasn't been at a con. The pin hasn't been at a con yet because I just arrived. Like the day, like 2 days after my horror con, I was so pissed.
Yeah.
So I haven't brought him at a con yet, and the plushie sells okay. The sticker sells really good.
The Lovecraftian thing is just awesome. I love Lovecraft.
Now he's going to be added to the story. So these are magnets. These are flat magnets. These sell really good at cons.
Yeah.
You could select them. I think they're $4 each in the add-ons. If you scroll more, there's tons of
that Mothman looks insanely cool.
Yeah, there's 4 versions. There's 2 chibis and 2 regulars. These are our chibi stickers. So they look adorable, as you can see.
He's so cute. He's so cute.
I love the jackalope. I love that version of jackalope. He has such attitude. And the
funny story about a jackalope. I one time messaged a friend and was like, "Oh yeah, I didn't do it on purpose. I was sitting there talking to my buddy, and he's just like, "Dude, what's with your text message last night?" And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" I was asleep. I was so dead tired to sleep. I just went straight to sleep. He's like, no, you messaged me. And he got out his phone and he said, and I even replied to you and nothing. And I'm just like, okay. So I took his phone and I looked and it just says jackalope. And he's just like, LOL, what? And then first I said lackalope, and then he's like, what? And then jackalope. And then I sent him a text and it says, They're surrounding me. There's no escape this time.
What the-
And he's like, this time? What are you talking about? What's going on? And then, of course, I had several missed calls from him and stuff. And I'm just
Of
like,
course.
what's with this? And yeah, so he was calling to figure out what I was talking about. I was completely asleep. I had apparently sleep texted
Are
Jackalope
you
to
kidding
him.
me?
I'm
If
dead
you're
serious.
reading about it, man.
I don't know, man. And the only thing that I can even think, I mean, there was a Magic card, Magic the Gathering card that was called Jackalope Herd, and that's the only well, that and maybe in the restaurants sometimes they have the Jackalope thing, like I don't know, TGI Fridays or
Yep.
whatever those restaurants are. That's the only thing I've ever heard of them. I have no idea what I was thinking, but still, it makes for a funny story to talk about sometime.
Yeah, that's awesome. The plushie just came out too. Oh, you'll see it when it goes down. And this is our regular stickers, and this is more stickers. And then there's the jars, the box, some metal bookmarks, and then here
These
are
are
the
bookmarks. I love those.
Yeah, so these are the Mothman, the Wendigo. This is our Chupacabra. This is our Jackalope right there. And then our Cerberus. And then here's our Cthulhu. Which the plushie's smaller than my other ones, but it's so detailed. He looks so cool. And then we have Bigfoot. And then my Hellhound sells so well at cons. Like they just love. His name's Croc for anyone that doesn't know. It's not in the story because he gets named in I think he gets named in either Conviction or Resurrection. I think it's Resurrection. Yeah, Resurrection. He gets named. So nobody knows why it's Croc. But for anyone that doesn't know, Crocolite is a beautiful red gem that's poisonous to hold for too long.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And Hellhound's bite is poisonous to angels. So she calls him Croc for short for being a beautiful red poisonous thing. So
yeah, I can make sense.
Yeah. And then that's it. You can catch up. There's our very easy catch ups. You could do it either with the hardcovers and then which is right there, with some single issues, or you could do, if you want to just try it out with the digital, I think it's like $35 or 30 something bucks to get all 17 issues of both series put together. So it's really easy to catch up. I try to keep that low, for people. So, and then this is some art, and then that's it. That's the whole campaign. You won't be disappointed. I can't.
Yeah.
You might be disappointed, but I don't think you'll. So if you fall in love, when you fall in love with the characters, you're going to want both series. It doesn't matter which one you read first. Because
they're separate lives, right?
They're separate lives. Yeah. They're continuous lives. Like this is a previous life, but they don't have any memories. So you can read Redemption first, or you can read whatever. There's some answers in the Western that answers some questions in Redemption that when I wrote them in Redemption, I did not know that was why I wrote them in Redemption until I wrote the Western. I was like, oh, that's why. Like why Camiel doesn't have wings. I never knew. I just wrote him without wings. And it wasn't until I didn't know why he had a blue suit. So it wasn't until I didn't know why he teleported. So I learned a lot writing the Western because I had no idea.
So you're more of like a pantser, like riding by the seat of your pants, because that's how Stephen King is like, I'm a pantser.
I honestly tell my co-writer I have no idea what I'm going to write until I sit down and write it. I have no idea. My co-writer all the time says, I have no idea where you get these ideas. I was like, me neither. I don't know where they come from. But like when I wrote the genie one, that started as a joke because what were we watching? I was watching something with a lamp, and I was like, wouldn't it be funny if Seth accidentally wished that Seraphina was his soulmate? And then it turned into this whole thing, and that was actually the first wish that we're writing now. And she has no control over it, so whenever she's near Seth, she just wants to jump into his arms, and then Draven tries to kill him all the time. So it's really funny to write. And the fun part is it sent her to purgatory, and now I'm writing them in the Chamber of Truths, where you get weighed, and it has Anubis in it, and Thoth in it, and Emmett in it, and it's really cool. And I get to write them into each culture, so they're going to be in, Norse mythology, Greek, Celtic. They're going to go through all these worlds because they're trying to get back from where they were. So it's fun to write. I have no idea what I'm doing, but I told my co-writer yesterday, I was like, I don't know what I'm going to write to your, I don't know what happens next. I have no idea. Then I sat down, I wrote, 2,000 words. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So I sent it to Jess, and Jess is like, oh, I thought you didn't know what to write. I was like, yeah, I say that every time. I don't know. So the character writes it. I don't have anything to do with it. I'm a prophet of the story. I always think of you've seen Supernatural with Chuck. I'm just Chuck. Well, I guess I'm technically Kevin, right? Because Chuck is God. I'm not God. But he wrote the series, he wrote the books. And so I am the prophet Chuck. So
yeah. It's like you're just retelling a story, but you haven't thought of it yet. And
like, it's really
that's
weird.
why.
Because sometimes we wrote things of how they're connected and we didn't know it. Like, for example, I didn't have Seraphina's mom figured out in Redemption because I didn't need it, when I was writing it. So I looked up the goddess after. So in Redemption, like in Conviction, I think she finds out that she heals from being in hot water. And I just made that up out of nowhere. I don't know where I got that from. I was just like, yeah, hot water heals her. And then she had, there's something else that she had. Oh, she has a pet, Apollo. She named him Apollo because Apollo's the Lord of Rats. So when I was looking up, and she was a fallen star. For anyone who doesn't know, it doesn't happen until before Damnation. But Seraphina fell as a star in Redemption's time period. So she fell as a star. So when I looked up her mom, there's a goddess called Serona, who the names are similar. She's the goddess of the hot springs, so the healing hot springs. That's why Seraphina heals in hot water. And also she is the goddess of fallen stars, which obviously Seraphina is a fallen star. But out of all the gods that could have been her companion or friend, Apollo is her friend. And they're two different cultures because Serona, I think, is Indian and Apollo is Greek. So, and we already had the rat Apollo that was sent by Apollo as a guardian. So they weren't supposed to be connected, and now they're connected. So, and then I know we have like 6 minutes, but then we had Draven's father. We didn't know Draven's father at all until the end, and then we found the demon of chaos. Right now, for anyone that doesn't know, Seraphina's father is Remnal, who is the angel of judgment of souls, and he collects the souls into the weapon and brings them to earth, to heaven. So, in the story, in real scripture, the demon Asmin, he would devour souls from the bridge of judgment, which connects him to Remnal, even though in scripture they're not together at all. They have nothing to do with each other. And so we had that. Also, Remnal's only major power is lightning, and Asmin is immune to all lightning in his scripture. So all these things connected, and we didn't know any of it when we started. So yeah, we're just vessels. We're just writing the story. So
it's awesome that it somehow manages to tie itself together, and you're just like, oh wow, that's why.
I was like, what?
It's crazy.
What? How did that happen? Yeah,
right.
There's a lot more like that, but it would take forever to tell you the whole story. But,
I don't know. It's amazing that you are like a vessel that just vomits these stories out into the world, and it's crazy, and it's entertaining for sure.
Yeah, I got really lucky with this. I don't know how I got all these written, but yeah. But thanks for having me on. The hour goes so quick when I'm rambling for an hour.
Yeah, no, it definitely does, and it's crazy, but so yes, let me backtrack here. Nope, I need that panel. Need that. Yeah. So
what?
Where are the chaos? Here's the link. and go back that book.
Yeah. Just search Worthy Chaos on Kickstarter, Google. It comes up. I'm the only one with Worthy Chaos. So go check that out. And I have 3 pre-launches, believe it or not. And I have 1 live. So go add all those. And yeah, because we have Damnation Redemption issue 15 next month. The month after we have Damnation issue 1. And then we have the Cryptids one in December. So
nice.
Yeah.
Yep.
We always have at least something in pre-launch. Usually 2 or 3, but yeah. We don't do things the smart way like Lori, 1 Kickstarter every couple of months. No, we don't do anything smart here.
I was just thinking, it's like, man, if next year's your anniversary of the comic, you should have a issue for that.
Yeah. So, yeah. I'm gonna have to.
Here you are. You did.
Yeah. Halloween. It's gonna be Damnation. Damnation is the how they met as teenagers in Redemption. So they're gonna meet as teenagers. You get to see Seraphina before she became a badass and see what forces her to become a badass. And the horrible situation they have to go through. We torture our characters. But they get tortured more in Damnation because, as you know, they have to separate for 10 years. That's the whole point of Redemption. And that's probably the cruelest thing we do besides the end of Weston, which I can't tell you, but it's the worst ever. So, so it's not called Devastation for no reason. So, but yeah, enjoy the ride. Check out the jars and the box and plushies and if nothing else, check out the journal because I highly recommend that journal, even though it's more work for me that I don't know why. I mean, I cut them all, I print them all, I write them all. I have to hole punch them all. It's a pain in the ass, but buy anyway. So
yeah, I mean, it sounds like you're having fun though.
Yeah.
And I think that's the most important part, that both of you are having fun. It sounds like both of you are having fun.
Yeah.
All parties involved are having fun, I believe, but
for now, maybe even the credit cards are having fun. They're getting interest from me. They're just they're having a ball. Maybe my husband's the only one that's not having fun.
Yeah, that could be.
Yeah. So, I felt guilty and bought him a lawnmower, so he's fine. So
there you go. Yeah. just go mow the lawn while I write.
yeah, exactly. I'm gonna write. Go mow the lawn. So, but again, thanks so much for having me on, and I always love coming on the Madness Network. So
yeah. Awesome times. Yeah. It's good fun. And for anyone who is interested in our stuff, let's see. Today is Tuesday, so tomorrow we have gaming. Thursday we have gaming. Thursday evening we have a show exclusively on Pilled. We're going to be showing Inframan, and that is on Friday. We'll be talking about Inframan and the Rocketeer. So it's all to gear up to Friday, and yeah, we're just having fun here. But yes, go buy the book, and until next time, we'll see ya. Thunder Nerds Ho!